So I was thinking about it. I think I'd almost rather do Dishonored 2 alongside Thief. Make a block of it, right? Thief 1, Thief 2, Dishonored 2. See how that feels. What do y'all think? Real question. I know they don't compare directly. I'm not trying to say they do. I mean, same genre, but, you know, usual issue. But I think it'd be doubly interesting because I do think Dishonored 2 does a lot of things on the gameplay axis better than this game. And of course, Thief does too. But the specifics interest me, right? Which one lands where in terms of overall quality? You know, you keep saying that, Act. Still not sure I believe you. Now, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and admit something. If you asked me right now what the plot of Dishonored 2 was, I don't think I could answer that. And I've played through Dishonored 2 twice on camera. So, think of that what you will. Wow, that's extremely gross. Let's go over here. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Yeah, honestly, I tend to agree. It's funny because I tend to be really big into story. I know. Shocking. Oh, they are. See, I'm telling you, I just kind of tone them out. I don't really notice them. So anyway, someone's asked me about thoughts on the new thing. I do like the ability to freeze time, but I mean, that's just Dishonored 2 at that point, isn't it? So I'm okay with that. No, I don't have the distance. I mean, you're right, Blade Jabal, and I'm sorry, Dishonored 2's stages are bonkers good. This morning, for unrelated reasons, I ended up seeing a bit of a video on 80 ways you could kill the scientist dude, I don't even remember his name, in the Clockwork Mansion. Remember that stage? Because I remember that stage. Holy crap. The very first way. Jindosh, that was the name. The very, very first way he killed him was hysterical. Because it's like, so, you know, you're in the corridor when he talks to you, right? And he's like, hey, what's up? And the other guy's like, hey, what's up? And then, through very careful use of speed and teleporting and dash, he went through the mansion all the way up to the corridor the guy was coming in at. So the guy's still there. And he got here before the guy even finished walking down the corridor. Then he shut off the bridge. Welcome to the final mystery, Jindosh.
Well, they think they don't get treated fairly, because they can get fired for refusing to do dangerous work.
What? What dangerous work? We're the ones that do the dirty stuff around here. Maybe we need to be organizing, huh?
Oh, I know, Act.
That's not funny. You say that again, even as a joke, and you're whale meat.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying.
Stop listening in on that Abigail Ames tricky talk. She'll corrupt you.
No,
The Empire doesn't have nukes, Gum Gum.
I know which side my bread's buttered on. I'll be glad when we get the order to get rid of her. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, nukes are bad. Also, they don't really serve any purpose other than destruction. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, nukes are bad on several levels. I know that sounds like a simplistic statement, but no. The more you read into it, nukes are bad. Does anybody have nukes in my setting? There might be some, like, low-tier, low-tech race that I've never designed that has them. So I'm not going to say no outright. But none of the major powers use nukes, no. And if you're wondering why, nukes are bad. They're messy, they're gross, and yeah, they're not as useful in space. So the only real benefit of nukes is to hit a ground target. And that's if you want to just cause a big mess. Hey, Rax. Thank you, as always. Always appreciate. And I will go ahead and jot that down, because I don't even have the document up right now. There we go. Yeah, nukes make Godzilla show up. Do you want Godzilla to show up? Okay, maybe you do. Fair enough. So let's see, that's kind of Kingdom Hearts block, 2D Sonic block, and Patchwalker. Done. Okay. Let's just hit one of these valves just to go. Oh, there's a person there. Hello, person who's there. Can you not be there? Kind of thing. Nuclear reactors are different. Hell, nuclear fusion and fission are different. But nukes? Nah. Atomic power? I've played Factorio. I have atomic power going. It's really useful. You can do it, Mr. Red. So that reminds me, Mr. Red, I've been trying to think of a way to figure out how to get VODs to you so you can do the editing instead of me. I know. You don't have time, and I don't blame you. But it is something I've been processing in the extremely unlikely circumstance that I ever have the money to actually pay you proper for your work. I know you can rip YouTube videos. See, I can rip YouTube videos too, but what's really messed up is YouTube doesn't allow you to download your own videos at full quality. If you ever wondered why the Mass Effect 1 highlight video is at lower resolution, that's why.
Strikers are just about done. We'll settle up with the Watch next. Butcher boys win.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the easy way here. Let's get rid of him. I mean, I think you can guess my opinion on that act. I don't think I need to say anything out loud. Oh, interesting. That's true, we do, right? Although you serve under the antagonizement of data cap, which is always a problem. Oh no, the full VODs, Mr. Red. That's what I am referring to. Jesus Christ. Frickin' Xfinity. I am so glad I no longer have Xfinity. If there's one and only one benefit to living in this dingy, tiny, cramped, irritating, frustrating apartment, it's the fact that I have Google Fiber. Wait, you're still sick, Rex? Jesus Christ. How far are you? in 3. So, who wants to hear a funny story? A Lore's dumb story.
Dad, I spotted a makeshift interrogation room in the meat locker. It might be useful to you, considering our mission here.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, but seriously though, another story. Where's the donation thing? Oh, there it is. Hiding from me. Kind of literally. There we go. Hang on, Vigilant. Hang on. Is it just for narrative reasons, Vigilant? Because while I don't agree with you, I can at least understand that. Also, as a reminder, you can put that towards up to 3 things without consequence, Vigilant, so don't worry about that. Yeah, I actually kind of like the fact that she's just with you at any time. What's doubly funny is that you have an ability to just go and make them show up out of thin air because of the teleport ability. Sure wish we had the ability to just walk around based out of reality, but whatever. Either way, thank you, Vigilant, very, very much. See, I still don't agree with that, Vigilant, but only because of the word far. Like I had mentioned earlier, you probably didn't even hear me say it. I couldn't even tell you Dishonored 2's plot off the top of my head. But the game! Anyway. HOI 4, 5? 8? 17? I think it's 4. Old World Blues. Nothing else. Funny story. So, the FF9 theater's going live, and I'm doing like a live rebroadcasting of it. You're probably thinking, why would you ever want to do that, Laura? Well, it turns out one of the actors just could not get their lines in, so I decided, screw it, I'll just go ahead and do their lines myself live. So what was happening was I was streaming the theater, and then anytime whoever it was, I think it was Kuja, whoever it was started talking, I would just talk on stream, and that's gross. And do the lines for them. Cool. That's awkward and stressful, and the whole time I'm feeling like a complete failure for not having gotten the lines in, but, you know, it's cool. It's cool. Everything's cool. But then it gets to a certain point in the story, and I realize, as one of the characters isn't talking, oh god, I actually didn't have another character's voice acting lines. Jonathan Archer isn't being voiced. Holy crap. And I'm in the middle of like this blind panic because I have dropped the ball so hard that a major character did not actually get lines put in before the theater actually went live. Now, if you happen to know who Jonathan Archer is, congratulations, you've already noticed the problem here. For those of you who don't, Archer is the main character of Star Trek Enterprise. So, after a few minutes of flailing in stealth hatred and loathing, I'm like, hold up, Archer isn't in FF9. And the weirdness of that disconnect is actually what woke me up. I was just like, oh, right, this is a dream. Okay.
I know what this is. A makeshift interrogation chair. Rothwild must be using it to coerce employees.
I, the undersigned, agree to renounce any association with any employee union, to abstain from discussing such matters at any time, and to promptly report any coworker that encourages union views. Hold up. We're infiltrating Amazon? Oh. Also, the other side of that. I should have kept reading that. I also agree that all grievances will be taken up with Bundry Rothwild and his staff in an open, fair manner. What? Who? Where? Ah, okay. Let's rewind. Let's rewind that. Yeah, I just keep dealing with these wonderful companies. Yeah, I saw Manderley on that list.
I know what this is. A makeshift interrogation share. Rothwell must be using it to
Lady?
coerce employees.
Lady, could you please? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't recognize anybody else, but Manderley. I mean, yeah, Gum. We've already said what the Empire would do here. They'd evacuate a few people. 7. We came up with 7 people. And the whales. And then the whole setting would slide back into the void. And that's what would happen. Yeah, she was explaining to me. Listen, you gotta understand, Dad. You have to listen. Oh, shoot. Yeah, one of my favorite little factoids about how messed up workers' rights have been, at least in the country I'm living in, not sure about other countries, was when unions and workers united to get people to agree to reduce their working hours to 40 hours a week. When that became the standard for full-time. Get on. Deathloop. Whoop. Z, B, Alt. Thank you, Don. Actually, there was a study that I believe went live last week? Like, it was really recent. It might have been within the last month, but there was a very, very recent study in Britain, specifically, that showed that reducing hours to the 4-day work week, so 32-hour work week, demonstrably and objectively increased productivity. And, you know, satisfaction and health and all those other things nobody cares about. But it increased productivity, which caught people's attention. God, I remember the 100-hour work weeks. I suspect, I have no proof of this, but I suspect to this very day that some of the health issues I am still dealing with are because of the 100-hour work weeks I did for a few months there. Those were not good. Not good. Do not do. Do not recommend. I need to get rid of those two guys.
I'll make sure you get to enjoy this.
Good. Okay, thanks. I could have done that, lady. Hey, what's up?
What do you want to know that's worth crossing a man like me?
I want to know about a ship named Delilah. What's behind the name?
Choke on your own spit.
You realize where you are, right? Like, you know how this is gonna go. Can we skip the preliminaries?
Putting me to the question?
Who is Delilah?
Ha! Think I'll give up a friend at the first tickle? That's the kind of thing I'd pay your sister for down at the Golden Cat.
We'll feed you through your own factory. See if we can get oil out of your blubber.
You know your work, I'll give you that. We can talk this out, like businessmen.
Why did you name it Delilah?
What do you care? And it wasn't me. The previous owner named it after some sweetheart of his, painting. Piss off!
Nice.
Who was the previous owner?
Barrister Timps, all right? He told me the story. Delilah was a woman he knew. Grew up working in Dunwall Tower. And got kicked out. Became a painter. And funny airs, like proud. She caught his eye, but it was worse than that. He couldn't think of anything else, just her. She wormed into his mind somehow. He built that ship for her, and a lot more. Gave her half his fortune. Then he got scared. Came to me afraid. Man like that, afraid. He wanted to dump the ship, and I needed a business partner, so we made a deal. Meant to change the name. Wish I'd done it.
I hope that was satisfying. Here's the room key, when you're ready to go. Sir, earlier I spotted crates bound for the most remote corner of the Empire. Might be worth stuffing him in one, just to tie things off. He doesn't seem the type to forgive, of course. Why go through all the trouble, when a blade to the neck would accomplish the same thing?
What do you think? Should we toss him in a crate? I have been violently electrocuted before, yes, Act. It's extraordinarily unpleasant. No words I explain to you will explain what it felt like. Nothing I ever say will explain what being electrocuted feels like. Thank you, Daniel Dort. As always. Yeah, it makes me wonder what kind of interactions Dowd had with the Outsider prior to this. Because, yeah, he's putting a lot into this. Oh, no, it was very much against my will. That's why I said violently. That's going towards Batman Streaminations and Yakuza like a dragon. Yeah, funny fact, I actually still have the scars, too. Right here. Well, I've got one vote for Crate and no other votes whatsoever. So, by simple democracy...
It's not even me.
Where's the crate? Is there a crate? Is he just good? Are we done? Yeah, that's not really a vote. Saying you decide is, in this case, not deciding. Yeah, he's snoring because we knocked him out. Nope, we got one vote. That one vote was for something. You win. There's the crate. Okay, I see it, I see it. Didn't pop up until I carried him. Looks like we can't blow up the factory now either, which is a shame. I was kind of hoping to blow up the factory. Like, as in addition to. No, we haven't been to the moon yet, Gum Gum. We'll find out in a minute, Black Malkins. I intend to try. I don't think I can. Okay. Guess we're going this way. No, I've got ways to get files to people. That's actually a solved problem, Mr. Red. The problem is, in Rax's case, first of all, he doesn't have time. And I sincerely doubt he wants to be making highlight reels. But second of all, he's got a data cap. And those are multi-gigabyte files per.
Refusing.
Really? You're not gonna let me...
Dangerous work.
Okay, that's... Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't have time. So, part of the reason I'm bringing this up is as much as I think the highlight reels on paper are a great idea, I haven't been seeing a lot of returns and interest on those. I'm sure there's a couple people who watch them. But... they take up a lot of time, so...
What do those idiots want anyway?
I'm probably going to stop doing them.
They don't get treated fairly because they can get fired for refusing to do dangerous work.
What dangerous work? We're the ones that do the dirty stuff around here. Maybe we need to be organizing, huh?
Hey, that's not funny.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
Even as a joke, you're way over it.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying.
Stop listening in on that Abigail Ames tricky talk. She'll corrupt you.
No, that's my head's clean. Get over here. Eat this. Cut him off.
Really?
Watch out.
I mean, it's not like I particularly want to stop doing the highlight reels. But again, the problem is time. And you're thinking, well, just make someone else do it. First of all, I don't know anybody who has the time. And second of all, I don't have the money to hire somebody. I'm having trouble keeping the bills paid. Not that that's a plea for money, it's just a statement of fact, you know? Like, I'm solvent. I have food. My rent's paid. That's about as far as that goes.
You're way over it.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying.
Stop listening in on that Abigail Ames tricky talk. She'll corrupt you.
The irony is the highlights are actually supposed to be less of a niche than the niche. They're supposed to be more accessible.
Glad when we get the order to get rid of her. It's only a matter of
But, you
time.
know, here we are. I'm gonna try this little trick again. Fail at it. Oh, jeez. Nope, we made it. We're good. Okay.
Whiskey and cigars. You ever think about anything else? No way. One, two, butcher's crew. 3, 4, bloody floor.
Jesus Christ, why are there so many people here? I mean, that's kind of what they are, Blade Javal. Like I said, we're gonna hit man for a second here. Take your boss for just a second, would you?
This one's going to.
I'm guessing it's one of these. Yeah, okay. So, okay. Oh, the highlights are fun, and again, I think the highlights are better in every way than the ruminations were. I also think the highlights are a great idea, again, on paper, since they are the more accessible and lower barrier to entry thing. You see a VOD that's 36 hours long, you're going to be like, ugh! You see a highlight reel that's 2, a little bit different. I think I'm going to discontinue them right now. Done. Time management decision. Thank you, Shadow Machine. It was something I was talking about just the other day. You have to learn when you've lost. And I lost. I don't have the money, and I don't have the time. I lose. I will put that towards the Dragon Age block, Kingdom Hearts block, and the Mario and Luigi block. I could probably finish the Dishonored reel, since, I mean, it's...
Better believe it.
So for those of you who don't actually understand, that's why I said a 36-hour VOD, Lord Harriman. For those of you who don't understand the process of making the highlight reels, I'll go ahead and talk it out so you can understand a little bit. The idea is, as I'm going through, I actually have a completely separate custom program set up that allows me to essentially take timestamps throughout the VOD. And every time I hit that button, it creates a timestamp saying, hey, here's a moment to highlight, right? So, like, if I'd hit that button right now, there'll be a text file somewhere with a little thing that says 30 minutes and 31 seconds or whatever it was, right? Then what I do is I immediately after every given VOD, so during my lunch break and during when I should be eating dinner, I sit down, drag that VOD that I just did into the file, into Premiere, and then go and manually grab the clips I need based on the timestamps. That's the method. It's as quick as I think it's getting. I don't think there's a more streamlined method than that. Yeah, we tried that, Tim. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. That was actually the way the old highlights were done. And that fell apart very quickly. Yeah, we'll leave the number in the timer. Why not? Why not?
Whiskey and cigars. You ever think about anything else?
If
that
I
guy's over
say
there.
yes, you gonna close your trap?
That was too early, but I literally didn't mean to hit that button.
What the? One, two, butcher's crew.
Okay. Debatable act. I've actually already heard people who like seeing how long I've been streaming, or what particular VOD number we're on when we're live. So, yeah, it's probably not useful on the VOD, but I've heard people who have use for it when, not on the VOD, aka
Still on for a
the
game
live stream.
tonight.
Shut your blowhole, get back to work.
I mean, it's literally zero effort to leave them there, Ect, and effort to remove them at this point. So... And yeah, Twitch's player isn't exactly great either. I'm just gonna leave them. There's almost no reason to get rid of them. Like, there's no benefit to get rid of them. And it costs literally nothing to keep them there. That's a solved equation at this point.
Nice.
Here, let me help get that little tickle out of your throat. There you go. You good? I think he's good. Yes, Act. It's still your idea. It was still a good idea, too. Can I not run? Oh my god, I can't run carrying this guy. Yep, highlights are canceled. They said some really just saucy tweets back in the day. It's weird. And when I say back in the day, I mean 15 years ago, obviously. No, Mr. Red. Maybe. Maybe. Depends on where the rewrite's at. I appreciate your efforts a lot, but as I mentioned semi-recently, actually, I wanted you to severely deprioritize the massive things because I told you flat out the rewrite was a higher priority for me. So, If I have spare time is going towards the rewrite. Like it did this morning. I look forward to the rewrite crashing and burning and nobody liking it and having to suffer the depression thereof. Alright, so I've got 2 guys over here still. I've only killed 1 person this level. Aren't you proud of me? I've only taken 1 life. Oh, there's 3 people. Anyways, I might go to it someday, Mr. Red. You never know. Like I said, it's just most of my time right now is going towards streaming, paperwork, or rewrite. After all, the script for FF1, I'm about halfway through the script for FF1. The outline for FF2 is basically done. Like, I appreciate other people's input on it, but otherwise we're ready to go on scripting FF2. Hell, I've already started outlining FF3. Outlining, I can talk. I mean, if somebody wants to volunteer, I'm not going to say no. But I cannot pay you. I do not have the money. I would love to. I would actually love to have an actual highlighter. Like most YouTube channels do, or most streamers do. Oh! I sort of assumed you didn't want to rejoin, Rex. Since you never mentioned any... Oh, bull crap! Bull crap! What was that nonsense? Oh my god, he's right there! After standing there for several seconds. Where is this? Where is this? Okay, this isn't too far back. Oh, God. Well, I know you had something you were going through.
Says he trussed up 3 whales in 1 day when he was a gaffer. What do you say?
No way.
I'll invite you sometime today. I can't wait for you to tell me that my FF1 and FF2 ideas are terrible. And they're completely connected. Like, so... They're actually the same game, is what it is. It's just... That's actually an interesting story idea. That's right, I've got to sell merch. That's what we gotta do. That's an interesting idea, X. I mean, extensively, probably not. But I see where you're going with that. I'll think about that. I'll think about it. Hey, come here. Shh, shh, shh. There we go. Alright. Come with me. Come with me. See, admittedly, part of the reason I was leaving the decision of what goes in the reels to you, Mr. Red, is I wanted that to be training. I wanted you to get used to what kind of things make good re-highlights. Because I've been doing this for... Well, since high school, if you want to really get down to it, but you get the idea, right? Raid Shadow Legends! God damn it. Okay, so we should be good. Like, there should be, like, 3... No, there should be 1 living... Well, excuse me. Walking person. Currently conscious person in this level. Let's go test something.
This doesn't look good. They go around hard to say anything.
Right. Did you know that levels can spawn things after certain triggers are met? I don't know if... You ever heard of that? You know my favorite thing about the Mass Effect 1 VOD, or excuse me, the highlight? About half the comments I got on it were, I thought you weren't playing this game anymore. Or, I thought you weren't playing this series anymore. Or, you're playing this series again? Because people are stupid. I don't know, Rex. Like I said, if someone wants to volunteer, I'm not in a position to say no. But I cannot give anything in return for that, which obviously sticks in my craw pretty hard. I mean, I've got an Amazon AWS. I could just start tossing files there. And let people have access to them and grab them. And, like, what's it called? It's a bucket. I could set up a bucket that people could grab from and put to. I mean, I pay pennies on the gig for that.
This doesn't look right. Make the rounds hard and say anything. Someone's been mucking about. I know it. I hate skimmers like you. Always sneaking and snooping. Quit hiding! Cut here. Cut there.
Not a bad idea, though. Walker's idea, setting up a volunteer highlight reel Discord. I know, so Pesnator has done a highlight for me. Obviously, Mr. Red has done several. Random has done several. And, you know, I've done a lot. Including the Subnautica one and the Subnautica Below Zero and the last 50. Like I said, I've gotten very efficient about doing my own highlight reels. It usually only takes me about 20 minutes to go through a 4-hour VOD, which probably sounds slow, and if so, you've never done that.
You better hope I don't find you. You hear me?
Like I said, I've kind of gotten it down to a science. But that does mean that my 1-hour break has been shrinking to 40 minutes. And that's not counting, like some people think 40 minutes, that's a huge break. And if you think that, I don't actually know what else to add to that, really. I barely have time to eat and go to the bathroom during that period. You remember when I used to take naps? Yeah, I don't have time for that anymore. I was gonna say, funny thing, you know how much, you know what my break time was back in my IT job? Can anybody guess? Before I just tell you. 30 minutes, good guess. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, that's probably closer. 15 minutes. Got a lot of guesses. Nobody's guessed it yet, though. Okay, so there's nobody left breathing. Where was the thing? I already did it. It was over here, wasn't it? 15 per mid. Yep, 1 hour for meal. 50 minutes. Yep, good guess. Good guess. Here we go. 1 minute. Still close. Still not there. 0. I didn't get a break. Something that happened more often than I'd like to admit to is I would go to the bathroom, and I have to take the work phone into the bathroom with me. Because if I don't, you get it. Now you're probably thinking, wait, that happened to you more often than not? Sorry, let me restructure that sentence. So I always took the phone into the bathroom with me. What happened more often than not is I'd get a call in the bathroom. And there were times when I had to tell someone, can you give me a minute? I need to get to the server room. If you ever wonder why I quit that job, despite relatively liking it, it was probably one of the... I'd say I was probably the 4th best job I ever had. Stuff like that is why. Yeah, if you're wondering, functionally speaking, I was always on call. Obviously, I was physically there at the data center, but the point of it was that I was always on call. I always had to have the phone because someone could call in at any time, or an issue could happen at any time for any reason. Do they pay me handsomely? I think that was my fourth best paying job in a different order, but still true. Paid less than this job does. Yeah, it was... I learned a lot. It was a good experience. I met some good people. You know, I don't really regret the job, except for the thing when I did probably permanent damage to my health. But, I mean, duh, right? Same thing with college. I kind of regret college. Not because of college, or the fact that I've never gotten any use for it, because it probably did permanent damage to my health. Yeah, I don't mind not getting paid. What I mind is I can't tell where the last valve is, because there are more than 3 valves, I think. I wonder if I can do this. Hang on, let's check something. Can I, like... Nope. Don't even have the option to track it, no. I mean, I would be cool with taking a real break. Thank you, Black Dolphin. Whoop, whoop. Right. Freezes time, freezes time. I mean, I don't know if you remember this, Gum Gum. In an episode of TOS, everybody was taking mandatory shore leave. And Scotty was reading over the new technical manuals. Kansas Act. Oh, I've been told many times, Mockingbirds, anytime I bring that up. And notice, I'm not doing it in a big complainy tone. I'm just mentioning that sucked. But even just mentioning it has had some people say, oh, geez, you're just a baby, and yada, yada, yada. So in this room, or the other one? The one over there? We're going to rewind here. Okay. So that doesn't feel right, and I was, but, you know, whatever. I don't know nothing. It's okay, Mockingbirds. You don't need to hear anything I had to say. Good morning, Eternus. Remember, don't work 100-hour work weeks. Kansas is an at-will state. Was. I don't know if it still is. So what I said, Mockingbirds, was... shoot, I can't remember. What's an at-will state? You're fired. I don't have to give a reason or excuse. I barely have to do any paperwork. You're fired. At will. The specifics vary, as they always do here in the States. But that's the gist of it. God damn it. Oklahoma, where the corn grows high. I'm forgetting the words as I go.
Who left all that trash out in the killing floor?
Okay.
That Sokolov stuff. You didn't touch it, did you?
The inventor guy? What's he doing here?
Really, when do they spawn all these people?
Yeah, he ain't here now. Comes down some nights to study the whales, where the oil comes from.
Why does he have to go taking everything apart? Where's the mystery of
We've got the archives. We've got walls of light. We'll have the plague cured in no time.
I miss the old days. That cursed bastard Corvo changed everything.
What, they bump into each other for a few seconds and then pop out a new NPC? Oh, the system.
Take it!
New NPC. In Minecraft, they just go, hmm. I don't know if that's all of them, but we're going to assume that's all of them. Yeah, we're just going to assume that's all of them. Although I was spotted, which irritates me. See you around, Evo. That was 4, although I was told there might be 5. You know what? This is ridiculous. Can I stun you? Hey! This is the I'm done caring button. Go away, please. Thank you. Let's try that again. Yeah, there actually is a challenge mission DLC, which looks okay and, you know, fun and gameplay positive worthy. Really? Really? Oh my god. It's just, okay, whatever. The workers just keep popping into existence. They keep bumping into each other. Those poor whale eyes. No, of course I didn't. Who do you think I am? Rax? I'm just picking a Rax. Who's the most evil person in chat right now? Evo, but she just left, so she's not actually in chat. Officially done with you. Boop. Boop. Really? Okay, okay. Jay Palmer! I needed somebody to be evil really quick. Could you be evil for me for 5 seconds, Rex?
There you go.
Real quick, real quick. I don't think I've played this act. So I'm gonna go with a big fat no. I eat the bread that's sitting right next to uncleaned shark guts. Sounds like the best idea I've ever had. Yeah, I saw the quest, I just deliberately didn't do it. That's all.
Attention. Under plague conditions, failure to report for work at industries deemed vital to state interests has been declared treasonous by the Lord Regent.
What, like Cultist Simulator, Dakota? Or whatever that was called? If you have the plague, you'd better come to work. Yeah, I think I missed one valve. Ugh, whatever. We're gonna pretend I got the other valve. That's just, that's canon now. Boop, there's the other valve. There it goes. There. So like I said, actually that's probably gonna count as me being detected. I guess RimWorld lets you do that too. Hey, join us! Resistance lowered. Oh yeah, I encountered something for the first time ever in RimWorld. And that was when the... I found someone who was like die-hard loyalist or something like that. Couldn't convert them. I was like, Oh. That's strange. So I got rep out of them instead. Unwaveringly loyal, that's it. That was frustrating. Although it probably says something that my primary...
We're not done yet, assassin. What about the shrines? Tell me about the blood rituals you perform there. Where did you learn such a profane practice?
All right, I won't be catching this one. Ring the alarm! Guards, to me! Take it!
What about the shrines? Tell me about the blood rituals you perform there. Where did you learn such a profane practice?
We'll need it. Got you now!
Thank you. Let's go. I'm worried they sent for the hounds.
Can I do that? No? Okay. Of course, Rax thinks that since he's pretty much my only co-streamer. I sense a little bit of a biased judgment there. But no, I get your point. Lord knows that my streams are built on the idea of talking with people. That's been true since I started streaming. Like 8 years ago. I don't? Whatever. What I find funniest, and this is a good sign, in case you're not aware, is I've heard exactly as many, oh my god, that FF7R1 stream was terrible, as I have, oh man, that stream was awesome. And considering the game in question, that might be something to do with that.
I'm still trying to figure out why you let the Empress's bodyguard go. And now Rothwild's snug in a box. What's got into you? Barrister Timsh lives up in the legal district. I know it pretty well. From what I hear, the Timsh family is practically at war with itself. Talk to his niece Talia if you can. I should probably tag along when you go. Crazy rich people are buying up a lot of that Sokolov security technology these days. Keeps the weepers and looters out. I might be useful.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's go.
Alright, first piece of advice, Blade Travel. Don't do it. Hostiles killed 1. I even remember the specific kill. Oh, we didn't find anything.
As a young girl, Delilah was a baker's apprentice in Dunwall Tower. Years later, a painter in Sokolov Circle. Barrister Arnold Timsh paid her to paint portraits. Him, I knew. A nobleman, born rich. And now he was making a second fortune, seizing the assets of plague victims for the Lord Regent. But Barrister Timsh was also fighting a private war with his own niece. Something to do with the family fortune. Lurk was probably right. We needed to speak with the niece first. Her feud with the old barrister was something we could use. I got a message to the barrister's niece, and she claimed to know things about Delilah that no one else did. But the knowledge would have a price. I wasn't surprised. I went to meet her.
Now make mines. Mines, mines, mines. Advice with regards to streaming. Ironically, the first piece of advice I have is don't stream to make money. Just don't. I lucked into this. Y'all are awesome, and y'all pay my bills, and I'm very grateful for that. But I cannot claim any credit for my success. I lucked into this. Plenty of charismatic, interesting, neat people do not succeed at this job. Second piece of advice. Don't be discouraged when your initial viewership is 2. Because that's another thing that's kind of normal. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Don't try to stream... I guess it depends on how many people you want to interact with while you're streaming. If you want to interact with people, then what Plutonia said is actually very useful. Don't stream the current popular trending thing, because what you're doing is you're tossing a little, like, seed into a gigantic... God, what do they call those damn things? Thing that holds a lot of seeds. I am so great at my analogies. I am so verbose with my nomenclature. No, there's actually, I mean, yeah, there's piles, but, like, there's these giant silos, that's the word I'm looking for. There's these giant silos I've seen, and these things are gargantuan. And that's the analogy, that's the visual image I wanted you. I wanted you to see this gigantic thing, and you throw one seed in there. That's you. Yeah, like at a farm, exactly, or a ranch, specifically. Anyways. Thank you, Eternus, for continuing to pay my bills. I do appreciate it. I am thankful every day. Every time I bow, I mean it. Can't bow if I don't mean it. Doesn't work that way. Can't say thank you if you don't mean it. I mean, I suppose you technically can, but I can't. Like, thanks. It doesn't even sound the same. It doesn't even sound the same. Thanks. Yeah, no. Thank you. Thanks for not... No, But yeah, the other thing... so what's funny is X says specialize, don't generalize. That's actually a decent piece of advice. I did the exact opposite. I generalize and don't specialize. Very much on purpose. Even though everything I do is a review, I spread out a lot. I do all kinds of stuff. And very much on purpose. Yeah, I would also... I would be comfortable with confessing that maybe you should consider not having a webcam at all. Now, I'm not saying that for any specific reason, just saying that some people work better with webcams and some people don't. Obviously, you want a mic. You want to be able to talk. You want to be able to hear. Duh. But you don't necessarily need this. For me, and you've probably noticed it, whether you've actually noticed it or not, I talk a lot with my body. I have a lot of body language in how I talk. I'm not just doing this for the sake of this particular comment right here. This is just how I talk. Anybody who's seen me in real life knows this is how I talk. So... tend to do that, so webcam go. Cool. But there's VTubing. Now, I don't like VTubing. There's a lot of reasons why, but here's the biggest reason. If you want a good rig for your VTubing, those are actually quite expensive. If you want a generic rig for VTubing, those are crap. What's VTubing? I don't have the program anymore. I used to. I actually tried it out briefly. Yeah, virtual YouTuber. There's a rig. It kind of tracks your movements, and there's varying degrees of quality. Sometimes it just kind of vaguely follows where your head is. Sometimes you can do a thing where it can actually track like your motion and your eyes and your blinking and your it can do lip flaps. But like I said, there's varying degrees of quality. Good VTube rigs are actually really good, and some people don't know this. You can set up just a basic webcam with the right software and with the right setup to actually do legitimate motion capture. It's something I've considered doing for some of my animations, like for the rewrites. But that takes time and money to actually do that. Let's see. What do I have money-wise? Not that much. I mean, usually tech gets a little bit cheaper over time. Not always, but usually. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I have a rather expensive webcam. That's another reason you might want to think about not doing a webcam. I mean, you don't need something fancy if you're just doing it for fun. Like a simple, what is it, the Logitech 920, I want to say? That's cheap and functional. I would never use it, but I'm using a 4K webcam, so what the hell do I know? I thought about buying a $10,000 camcorder to use as a webcam. Still debating it, actually. Yeah, you can't tell. I'm actually streaming. This webcam is currently pulling in 4K. And you're probably thinking, why bother when you're this dinky thing in the corner? It's visible. It is actually a noticeable difference. If I drop down to 1080p or 720p, even just in this tiny little corner, it is visibly different. It's especially useful when I'm doing something like, you know, over here, which is where it's really useful. Well, the problem there's actually a lot of problems. So, I have already peaked on webcams because webcams. This is going to sound like a strange statement. Webcams suck. Most people who do professional videos in the highest quality possible do not use webcams to do it. They use cameras. Now, you might think, well, why don't you use a camera, Laura? Well, cameras are good for videos because they're taking short recordings, often just a couple of minutes at a time. If you ever wonder one of many reasons why they do the super editing crap, the reason why is because most cameras can only record X amount of time before they automatically shut off or literally damage themselves physically. So, not useful for streaming. I would need a full-on camcorder, something for video, in order to use as a webcam. They overheat, J. Palmer. Very, very easily. Like 5 minutes running a proper camera setup, there's a decent chance I might do damage to it. 30 minutes, pretty close to high chance. 4 hours, guaranteed. I think we'll go with that.
I was gentle. He'll snore for an hour. Talia should be waiting in Trevor's Close. It's an alley just past the Wall of Light. You'll know it by 3 whitewashed skulls.
Cool. Less cool. But yeah, so getting a proper camcorder and getting that hooked into the computer, that's actually easier to do than you'd sound. But the problem is proper camcorders are not cheap. Hence the 10,000. Actually, 10,000, if I'm being honest, is low end. And I mean that. And that's kind of the problem. In order to get a really good proper camcorder setup, like I could literally put a down payment for a house for that.
Different city.
It's the way we do things in the legal district. Stop trouble before it starts. The way the barrister likes it.
I hear General Turnbull's coming to inspect. Going to make the whole city run like this.
It's about time.
I mean, it sounds like they use whale oil to run the ships, because they sound a lot like steamer ships, and they don't have steam engines, so they've, you know, what else is there at that point?
Hey!
Well, I was gonna let you live. But now everyone's gotta die! Everyone!
Sound the alarm!
Everyone dies. Everyone dies. Where's my gun? Where's my gun? good here?
Be advised, Bundry Rothwild, founder of the Rothwild Slaughterhouse, has been reported missing. Remain vigilant and report suspicious persons or activity to the city law.
Okay, so. Yeah, murder solves a lot of problems. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I've got a present for you. Did I not hotkey those? I did not hotkey those.
Hit the alarm!
Done. Hey, Five. Yeah, that was the arc mine.
The heir
That
to
was,
the throne.
I didn't think it would kill 2 people. I was getting ready to drop another one.
Person with information that leads to our
Let's go see if we can get some bullets off the people we just killed. Probably not. I bet they've already despawned, because the game can only handle so many corpses at once. Yeah, they're already gone. His head's there. Whee! Yeah, there's actually a way in Dishonored 2. I don't know if it works or how it works in 1, to stagger someone into an arc field and it'll kill them, and I'm not sure what specifically causes that. That'd be an interesting idea. Maybe it tracks corpses that aren't eaten.
This area.
Basically, any corpse that's evaporated doesn't count to the chaos meter, you know, something like that.
And confronted immediately with lethal force.
That might have been it, Dakota. Yeah, like I said, I know there's a way to stagger them in, and, well, we did it earlier. So, I guess that's how. Sokolov! Health! Fitness! Give me money. Favorite arcade machine... My favorite arcade game I've ever played. Does pinball count? Because if it doesn't, I'm probably going to go with one of the many Street Fighters or Mortal Kombats or other fighting games. Oh, but if pinball counts, so there was a Last Action Hero pinball. And it was weirdly engaging. It was the best pinball game I've ever played. Seriously, to this very day. I loved it. It was awesome. I don't know. It had a really good balance of spectacle and an actually well laid out board. I could just sit and play on that thing for literal hours on a couple of quarters.
Probably some mansion on Clavering, right? Come on, let's have it. Or I start cutting.
I'm telling you now, walk away. Go home. You're making a mistake.
Oh yeah? How so?
I'm here to meet a man named Dowd.
The great assassin? Oh, I'm really quaking my boots now. Left a proper stain in my britches. Tell me, why would he meet with a lady like you?
Because I'm hiring him to kill a person. And I'm paying him a lot of money. Money you will never see because you'll soon be gasping for breath on the end of Dowd's blade.
Shut up. That ain't true.
Isn't it? Your fear is obvious. You reek of it. Among other things.
I'll tell you what I think. I think you and Captain What's-His-Face over there were sneaking off for a night of hanky-panky. Only your daddy don't approve of you making out with a lowly watch officer. How about that?
I'm sorry I told you to run. In fact, I'd like you to
Heard something. Oh no! No, no, no! I didn't touch it! Get him, boys! I swear! I took the body! That was all!
So even though he's attacking us, he's begging for help the whole time. Well, anyways.
Get him, boys!
Hi.
Get this guy!
Hi. Nice gun. I think I'll take it. Did they throw the head back? Nope, it's a slanted surface. Now I'm challenged. Hang on. Did I make it? Let's see the head. Did it despawn? Alright, I should probably go back talk to her. God dang it. Okay, hang on. No. I'm gonna stop playing with the head.
Down! Look at you. The Master Assassin. So you want to know about Delilah? Well, my uncle is bewitched by her, so we won't tell you anything. I require only 2 things. Get rid of my uncle, and bring me his last will and testament. In exchange, I'll tell you what you want to know about Delilah Copperspoon.
Nice nose.
And I'll pay you cold hard coin for your trouble. Come back to me when it's done. Let's meet at the docks when you return.
Nice bodyguard, too. Here. You drop something. God. You know, I remember Myth and Myth 2 rather fondly. But in the interest of honesty, I think it's entirely on the story axis of things. I do not know. No, you can't, Jay Palmer. I do not know how I got through those games back in the day. There were no cheats, or if there were, I didn't know about them.
What?
Oh, okay.
Emily Caldwell. Any person.
Here you
So anyways. Loot that one place, get even with Craxton. That key we nicked from the watch can get us inside the legal district. Get some nice pawnables from the lawyer type later tonight. Put the key upstairs. Brush my teeth this week. The sound I'm hearing reminds me of Dishonored 2. It's frickin' wasps. And yes, those are the ones, Jay Palmer. Oh, I love the soldiers, the Clockwork Soldiers. Of course, the Clockwork Mansion's like the best stage in that game. Yeah, I'm gonna go with best. No, I played them since they came out, honestly, Jay Palmer. I'm not even sure I could get them running on a modern system, let alone streaming. Could I take your guns? No? Okay. I do not, Eternus. And I never will again. Any questions? Explorations, like many of the types of streams I've tried, were me throwing things at the wall and seeing what stuck. Rebel Galaxy. That was a game that had a lot of promise and then got extremely boring. And then Tim showed up and the game was made better in every way. As often happens whenever Tim shows up. Secretly, Tim's still listening. No, that was mentioned in the first game. Excuse me, in the non-DLC. In the vanilla campaign. Whatever. The thing we already did. Although, I suppose I could show it off. Let's see.
Any unauthorized individuals are to be considered suspicious and confronted immediately.
Of course, now I can't find any debris. It's a bottle, anything? Bueller. Where's that head? Damn. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Did you see that? It interrupted its physics. Whoops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Hey, Kuchiki. What's going on? Now we go up. Grab the head. Grab the head. I'm shocked the head hasn't despawned yet. Whatever. Not upset about it. Yep. Just a typical day in Dunwall. Including the rats. Yep. Rats are having a field day. Okay, so save. It's okay, one of these days. I was promised I'd get ahead. Alright, so... Nope. Okay, hang on. Can I not attach it to the head? There we go.
Sir,
What is it?
I just wanted to say, congratulations on getting your own squad.
Inside jokes. Come on,
Damn you!
could you group up a little bit more?
Guards, to me!
No, don't shoot me. Come on, group up. God's sakes. Alright, hang on.
The heir to the throne, Emily Caldwell.
Hang on. I can do better than that. I can do better.
The heir to the throne, Emily Caldwell.
Someone get over! Now.
It took the frickin' rat. Hang on. I have an idea. We're gonna wait until he kills the rat. Because you see that rat right there? That ate one of the charges.
Any person with information that leads to
Sir,
I'm gonna trigger him.
What is it?
I just wanted to say, congratulations on getting your own squad.
Indeed, I believe so. Now go kill the rat.
Nice shit.
There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Boop. I'm entirely too happy about that. Oh! Hey, look! I've still got the head! Yeah, okay. Goodbye, Mr. Head.
Scout up ahead. Try to find out where Timsh is.
There's an equipment stash on the rooftops nearby. We've been anticipating doing a hit on Timsh for some time.
I know. Half the city wants him dead. We'll earn some gold on this one. I'll meet you up ahead.
And now I can't hear the words ahead without laughing. Hi, 040, I2. How's your day going?
I caught him snooping around nearby. He won't say who he is or what he's doing, but I locked him up just to be safe. He seems familiar to me. Remind me of someone who used to do business with Timsh, but I'm not sure.
Good work, Simmons. Now that that's handled, we can move on. You got the orders from Timsh, right? What's the next address?
Crow's Court off Bramley Street. But there's a problem, sir. The Forstalls live there, and their kids...
I don't think I have any rewiring kits, do I?
Back door. I know it's
I
the
do
job,
not.
sir.
Damn!
It's awfully hard
That
to
would have
do
been
a
amusing.
job like this. They don't even have the plague. I've been there last week.
Excellent. Simmons, you'll show me this back stoop and we'll go in that way. Start tallying the place up. You've given us the tactical advantage. We'll get Timsh's money.
But, sir...
I'll put it another way. You think I care which door we kick in tomorrow? The next day? Behind each is another useless pack of aristocratic sots and their precious offspring. And I don't care if they all end up mudlarks.
Sir, you've been good to me.
Simmons, before I worked for Barrister Timsh, I was dredging out the real Weeper dens. You ever done that? Ever broken down a door and bathed in that stench? Fought housewives with blood on their faces, swinging at you with a piece of broken furniture. Other times it's just rats inside, hundreds of them, stripping some drunk to the bone. Maybe you'd like to be transferred to my old squad.
No, sir. Certainly not.
I used to call myself brave, Simmons. Till I saw a man lose a fight with a pile of rats. So when Barrister Timsh says all I gotta do is rough up a rich bastard, cuff him a few times till he stops talking about his rights, I jump at the chance. I cry with happiness. You understand me?
Yes, sir. We'll approach from the back stoop. They won't be alarmed when they see me.
Right. Good man. It's them or us. No room for heroes in the time of plague. You just do your job and I'll make sure you keep this posting. What was that?
I know something's up. Someone's down! Call out if you see him.
Where are you?
Help me find him. Think I can?
We know you're here.
Kind of, Giga Pudding. Someone mentioned yesterday about how this setting is basically designed to grind down everybody in it until they're all horrible and evil. You stay here.
It's Dowd, isn't it? You wouldn't be in this district unless you were after Timsh's head.
What do you want?
Revenge. To do to Timsh what he did to me. I want him homeless, a victim of one of his own eviction documents. I've prepared one, complete with the forged signature of the Lord Regent. Please, go to my old apartment. It's right next to Timsh's estate. Here's the address, but I doubt you can get inside from the streets.
Yeah, we're
There
actually
you'll find
voiced.
my journal, which contains the entire plot and everything you'll need. But you're a businessman like I once was. I don't expect you to do this for free. If you do go to my apartment, you'll find something stashed there. Consider it your payment in advance.
Well, that means I can just kill you then. I don't need you. Stab. Alright.
Dice.
Well, that's our only charm so far, so sure, we'll do that. He's swimming. Stop playing with the corpse. He got the breaststroke down. Oh my god. Choked us.
He's justifying himself to the rats in his office right now. Just inside the top balcony, there he is. See him? I imagine you could hit him.
I mean, I could.
I hope he dies a lingering death.
Well, he's just sleeping right now. Vigorous for a man of his age, known to keep himself armed with a sword and a pistol, even in his own home. He's been observed to generally be restless and mobile, pacing throughout the building. From his Timsh keeps his mother's will in a chest nearby. Front door leads to office, second door leads to facade, top door leads to... Okay. Congratulations, Giga. You've started a watch streak. Had to check the word there. I was gonna say watch party, and that's inaccurate. I don't know, Giga Pudding. It's really new. Well. Time to kill myself. Really? Okay, let's try this. Really? Okay, hang on. Come on, kill me! There we go. Jesus. I mean, I am the tank, so that tracks. Oh. Didn't didn't think it would conserve momentum. What is this, Portal? Button. Listen, if physics didn't exist, I'd be okay with that. That's all I'm saying. I got stuff to do. I don't have time for physics. See, if GLaDOS spent her time making cool and interesting levels to have fun in, instead of tests, think of the possibilities. Actually, that sounds like a good idea for a game. Although, don't we already have, like, Heist Simulator for something like that? Does Payday have level designs in it, Uthor? Although I've heard good things about Payday, I've just never played it. No, but we reprogram her, Jay Palmer, so she gets stimulation, not just from people completing the test, but from people completing her levels. I'm telling you, GLaDOS would make an interesting level designer. I'm sure Dark Souls fans would love that. Well.
Go for the alarm, now! Guards!
Sorry, what was that?
Wonder if anyone would notice if they was going.
What am I in combat with?
Tired yet? Another night. Another patrol with you.
Help! Get moving!
You know, the whole reason... Oh my god. Yep, it's definitely despawning corpses. Look at that. Enjoy your naps, gentlemen.
Benedict, I need to know what you expect regarding the Danforth Holding Company. They're only a month late, and they've been good for it in the past. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to invent a plague infection complaint against them and have all their assets seized. But they have a link to the Boyles, and they, as you know, are on the Do Not Touch list. It's hitting a little too close to home. I'm afraid you may have to settle your dispute with them by some other means.
Gotta make it look like a robbery, after all. No, I don't think it's negative worthy. It certainly doesn't really negatively impact the game, so... Do we really need that alarm device in my office? It's ugly, the colors clash, the cables marking up the woodwork. No, Timsh, you don't need that alarm in your office at all. Complaining about squeaking the door, so they've been removed until repair door comes in. Don't throw anything down the shaft or do anything childish. Right. These are all very interesting questions, Huthor. It's okay. There's more room for more hate, you know? You can hate equally. Open up your heart. Yeah, let them fight. Gotta say that right. Let them fight. I don't think we have a fire starting tool in this particular game.
Did they take everyone from the waterfront? I heard it's like a ghost town over there.
Stop running to him with
Yeah, all of
crisis.
them.
He's in his
Once we
office
see
on
signs of the plague, we come
his
down
guard.
hard. You don't go through there on your way home, do you?
No, I swear it.
Yeah, you sure?
I swear it.
You better stay nice to me.
Of course. I have to go now. Someone's over there. I need help!
Oh, nope. I was gonna let you live until you ran and started, sounding the alarm, but now you're dead.
Plague.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better kill animations we've seen so far. Yeah, no, I saw the painting. Or not, okay. Can I help you?
Someone's down. Where are you?
Dice.
When I find you, it's going to be bad. Oh, I'll find you.
There you are. Way up there.
Let him get away. Okay, hold. Someone get out! Die, idiot!
Oh, I know it's weird, right, Huthor? Now, bit of advice from a very amateur Factorio player. I ran out of copper because I was deprioritizing copper. And that became a huge problem later. Because even though, I used less copper than iron, I used copper in almost everything. Ammo was a big one. Yeah, part of the reason I'm not just, Of course I draw the outsider. Part of the reason I'm not just moving on with the mission is I want to examine the level. This is still a review, after all. Yeah, circuit board, ammunition. God, I don't remember what else, but I know those are two of the big ones. Lockpicks? A fable. I've never known such a thing to exist.
That's strange. Timch doesn't name himself the beneficiary in the will. He's giving the inheritance to Delilah.
When are we going to get a secretary? I can never find any of the documents filed by Jay, and S doesn't seem to file anything. This place is turned into a vortex of disorganized and so bad you could ride a whale into it. Odds down. A good secretary is invaluable. I've been saying that for years. Nobody ever listens to me. Oh, I'm sorry, Bragman. Yeah, there appears to be another bug going around right now. I'm kind of on the recovering end of that myself. Could you, like, just go to sleep? Thank you. Which is funny, and by funny I mean horrible, because if I'm not mistaken, this is the second flu to be going around in the space of about a month. It's one of the things I got sick with about a month ago. This is DLC, Don Crow. We are at low chaos prior to this mission, and probably be out to be at high chaos after this mission. There we go.
What will I do now?
Okay, I don't want to kill you, so don't run and scream, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Just take a nap. Just take a nap. It's okay. You're not alive. You're alive. Okay, we're good. We're good. Death avoided. There's the dummy way up. I'll have to try that in a minute. Way in from the back. I think that wouldn't shut up earlier. Move fast while carrying corpses. Yeah, sure. You should gonna wake up in the morning in a house filled with dead guards and be like, The tomatoes in yesterday's dinner were overcooked. You know how much I hate overcooked tomatoes. I like them crisp, without that mushy consistency. Am I clear? Please do not ruin my dinner again. Where's my beetle stuff? Yep, one way, just like the note said. Okay, well now we gotta decide what to do with the dude. Hear me out. Got an idea. That wasn't it. But, you know. Wow, that didn't actually kill him. I was going for a head shock. Sorry. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure this game is going to stomp most of them, Eternus. Like, I enjoy the Assassin's Creed games. I do. But I think the only one that really holds up well is Assassin's Creed 4. I don't think I can at this point, Uthor. I think I've killed too many people and destroyed too many things, and there's just no hope anymore. His line is ended. I don't know. We'll poke around. He's not dead yet. I think I grouped the two Assassin's Creed games we've covered under just their own category. They're Assassin's Creed games. And if we ever cover the Assassin's Creed series in review terms, then yeah, I'll probably just put them in the Assassin's Creed games. Like, everyone thinks, oh my god, Assassin's Creed 2 is so great. It's the same problem I tend to notice with, say, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. No judgment, of course, but people tend to remember the good and forget the bad. Both San Andreas and Assassin's Creed 2 have some very unpleasant parts to them. Now, Brotherhood's pretty mid. I'm not sure how that would line up. Revelations would probably score pretty well. 3 would not. 2, 1 would score terribly. 4 would score quite well, as I already mentioned. I agree, Rex. In fact, I've now heard exactly 2 people ever say that. One of them is me. So Delilah's trying to replace Emily. Well, she's gotta die then. Obviously.
Who are you?
I understand your curiosity. I'm strange. I was a baker's apprentice in Dunwall Tower. A friend to Jessamine when we were girls. Then afterward, I made my name as a painter. Now, I'm obviously something much greater. That satisfies you. Because you won't get more. I ought to just kill you. But I'm going to give you a warning for the sake of my sisters, who were very impressed with you once upon a time. Stay away from me. There are great changes coming, and I'll expect you not to interfere. I have influence in places you won't expect. But as for Arnold Timpsch, do what you want. I won't hold a grudge. I'm done with him. Is that who you were looking for? Well, she's a bit of a bitch, and the artwork's hopeless. I know you have your reasons.
I mean... yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is another good example. I don't want to sound negative towards Kingdom Hearts 2, since it's a damn good game. But, God, there are certain parts of that game that just make me want to tear my hair out. Like I said, it's a pretty common thing. Oops. You know what's funny is it works in inverse, too.
Any citizens...
Some people tend to remember only the bad and not the good of a game. Andromeda, excuse me. Or Mass Effect 3.
Mother, this is Arnold. If you happen to awaken while no one is present, I've prepared this for you, to remind you of recent events to help clear your mind and put you at ease. The plague has ended. I have married and will become Prime Minister, just as you always wanted. My sister and brother are both here and doing well. Your last will and testament has been written and approved. We all love you, Mother. Now go back to sleep. Rest. Everything is fine.
You know, I feel like Blade Javel is either lagged or just not listening to me. One of the two. Like, I could be like, I like the color blue. Then Blade Javel's like, you know, I think Laura likes the color blue. So what I said was both, Blade Traval. I said some people only remember the good in games, and then in the inverse, some people only remember the bad in games. Like, some people remember the good. The examples I used were Assassin's Creed 2 for the good, and Mass Effect 3 for the bad. Which may sound familiar if you look at your message really quick. Wow, that's a picture. Alright, I think we might actually be done here. Except for the shrine, which I didn't find.
Nice.
Oh wow, she shows up as a talkable. Yeah, verdict, slash it. And we're dead. Let's see, what other Assassin's Creed games are there? Because we've already reviewed Syndicate and Unity under the current system, by what is effectively total coincidence. There's Rogue, which, honestly, Rogue's probably going to be kind of mid, too. Valhalla, which I haven't played at all.
It's a bloodbath. Where's Timsh?
Dead, sir. I'm sorry. We were unable to repel the attack. We lost good men.
Insanity. Taking over. Let's find the snake who did this.
Done! Alright, so. Origins, Odyssey, Rogue, Valhalla. And, of course, 1, 2, 3. Brotherhood, Revelations, 4. Here's a couple, but... There's a couple. That's too far. Yeah, Black Flag is 4. I tend to call it 4 because it's 4. Or more accurately, like 12, but whatever. Yeah, it's... This is probably not really a positive thing, but the Assassin's Creed games tend to not be terrible. But that's not saying much, especially for how much went into their making. Yeah, let's see. So we got Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4. So Assassin's Creed 4 is the 6th Assassin's Creed. And then they stopped numbering them, which is probably a good thing. Is he gone? Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's like Call of Duty. Most of them are fine, and then you have the occasional really good one, the occasional really bad one. Yeah, admittedly, usually when it comes to a specific series, I like to actually call it the number it is. Like Dragon Age 3, or the upcoming Dragon Age 4. But the thing is, I don't care enough about Assassin's Creed to actually memorize which one's where and how.
Master.
Really, Mockingbirds? Interesting. So, don't kill me. Okay? You're not allowed to kill me. So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the only Assassin's Creed game I hated so much that I refused to keep playing it. I actually put it down in the middle of the review.
Huh?
Be advised, a dangerous individual is currently at large.
Can I briefly summarize why? Yeah, the gameplay and the story. Okay, hang on. The game was extraordinarily grindy. Keep in mind we played it at launch. This was before they patched it to be less grindy. But it was really grindy at launch. So that sucked. The way that they did combat in Origins was excellent. The way they did combat in Odyssey was they ruined it. You might want to get out of the way, buddy. Oh, okay, it's up there. Am I still in combat with anybody? Oh, okay.
Fall down already.
You got it. So Origins, the way combat worked in Origins was fairly flat. But what they did was you had like 5 different weapons, and each weapon played very, very, very differently. And a lot of time and effort and design was made it so that each style of play was distinct and unique and fun and awesome. In Odyssey, while they still had different weapon types, they barely changed how you fought, and they had stats attached to them. And those stats determined how well you did. Not how good you are, not how precise you are, or how you can... No, you had to have the right gear, which I get that in some games, but I didn't think that worked in Odyssey. Again, as a reminder, we played at launch, where this whole problem was worse. Then there was the story. Now, I didn't like the main character at all, and I didn't like either of the main plots particularly well. So that just didn't gel with me. But what really pissed me off about the story axis was you could see the rigging. And this is something I have so rarely commented. I think I've only brought up dialogue rigging 3 times in the total breadth of my entire career, because it's so rarely something that's worthy of commentary. Dialogue rigging is, it's the BioWare thing. It's how you know which dialogue to slot into dialogue. Because the dialogue's modular, right? So you say this, depending on the flags you have set. Because you've done this, they say this. Because you've done this, they say this, etc. But the rigging was so obvious in Odyssey that it was aggravating. Its dialogues would jump back and forth between clearly 2 or 3 different conversations, all within the same thing, as if you were literally listening to someone, and then the same person was having a different conversation about a different topic with a different tone, recorded on a different day. And then they jump back, and then they jump to a third one, then they're back, and then over here, and then they're back. And it was just awful, the way it looked. And you could tell how there was the line where it was like, I'm acknowledging that you made this choice about this thing. It was extremely overt and just pulled me completely out of it. I could go more into detail than that. Lord knows I did during the review. But those are the big things. Hated the combat, hated the stats, hated the dialogue rigging, hated both of the main quests. Yeah, I think that's the list. But what really finally pushed me to quit was the grind. I refused to grind. The game had surprisingly good anti-cheat programming built into it, and I refused to spend money on the microtransactions, so we put the game down. I ran into a wall. I literally couldn't progress.
Your uncle is dead. This is his will, as agreed.
Uncle's dead. I've killed now, haven't I? My, how odd that feels. But you were promised information. Well, my uncle came under Delilah's spell. He was obsessed with her. Everyone knew she'd been a servant at the tower before she studied under Sokolov. She was a painter, an artist. Beneath my family's class, for certain. My uncle became infatuated. But he looked older and made us keep candles lit all night. He was afraid of the dark. One night we all went to Waverly Boyle's for a seance. It was an amusement. We didn't know what we were doing. I thought only the dead appeared at seances. But suddenly Delilah was in the room with us. My uncle nearly died of terror. She was there, but not there. We saw her as if she was very far away, standing in the old Brigmore Manor, painting at an easel, painting a name. It was your name, Dowd. That's all I know. I hope you find what you're looking for.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Him.
So much for the good barrister. He had it coming, though. Men like him can never trust anyone. His own niece turned on him. Are you ready to go?
Anyways, closest I've ever seen to Mobage on console. I know what you're asking, but Mobage has been on console and PC.
Let's go home.
Yeah, so now our overall chaos has gone from low to high. Mobage is mobile garbage. My own term. It's a good way to distinguish between a mobile game, which is an actual game, and Mobage, which is Mobage. We got a lot of money on that one.
Jessamine Colbin's hands were all that was holding this city together. With her dead, the city was a fast disintegrating web of guardsmen, overseers, nobles, weepers. Maybe this was the world the outsider was trying to show me all along. For years, I'd held together a shadowy band of ex-mercenaries, street kids, and refugees through discipline and a bit of black magic. On the fringes of a city that ate up innocence and weakness. Maybe today was the end of that small world. I thought of Jessamine Colbin's hands shuddering as she lost her grip on life. Whatever doom was coming, I deserved it. My people didn't.
Well, speaking as someone who's played Fire Emblem Heroes, I don't think I can agree with you, Ross. Also, now I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask Uthor to kill... Uthor, could you kill Ross for me really quick, please? Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's see. No favors, I noticed, Black Monk. You know the other reason I find that funny, though, Mockingbirds? A friend of mine really, really likes Valhalla. Like, it's his second favorite Assassin's Creed game. That's not the funny part. The funny part is his third favorite Assassin's Creed game, which is Odyssey. After patch, I should mention. No, his first is 4. No, we've used sleep darts, and we haven't used choke dust, but we haven't had any choke dust. Actually, we can get some choke dust. Let's grab a stun mine. And we're... Oh, we have choke dust. Never mind, then. I mean, I can't say anything, Plutonium. My favorite Assassin's Creed game is 4. My favorite Resident Evil game is 4 as well. Hold on.
Master Dowd, we've been attacked by overseers. The base is lost. The men are scattered, some captured by the overseers, and their leader is in your chambers as we speak. If we can regroup and take out their leader, I believe we can still drive them back.
I want to know how the bastards found us in the first place.
I mean, AC1, I will never stop making fun of AC1 for being a terrible game. I get why it took off, but AC1 is a classic example of sand. So hang on. I'm curious. You know what? Hang on. Resident Evil. Let's see. Where's the franchise? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Damn. Wait. Nope. Depending on how you count it, Resident Evil 4 is the 6th Resident Evil game. Which is funny, because Assassin's Creed 4 is the 6th Assassin's Creed game. Which is funny, because my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 6. That's okay. My favorite Mega Man is Mega Man 11, so we're good. We've broken the trend. I mean, I've said for years, and have only been being pushed more and more into this opinion over time, Assassin's Creed needs to abandon the Animus. It should have abandoned the Animus years ago. Nope, as of Valhalla, there's still an Animus, and still Twit-Face McGee, who is worse than Desmond in every way. And considering what a piece of cardboard Desmond was, that's impressive.
Careful. Your careless words will bring us both down.
Larry! I need more men! Come here! Watch out around!
Well, I guess we're gonna see how that works.
Wake up! Did the city get any worse?
Look, I'm sorry, Desmond was never interesting. To me. But I will take boring over bad in this case. I actively despise Twitface. I'm not even going to say her name. Doesn't even matter. It's Twitface. It's actually really easy to play Assassin's Creed without the Animus, Evo. Just remove the modern day plot and the modern day scenes. Done. We did it. It's so easy to do. It would actually involve less effort on their part, which is part of what amuses me so much about it.
Are the new applicants as weak as the last set?
Favorite JRPG protagonist ever?
This one's done. There isn't any fight left in him. No wonder they keep to the shadows. They're nothing in a stand-up fight.
I was gonna say, do we have to limit ourselves to main characters? Because if we're not, there's a really big list there.
They'll remember us. The men who smashed Dowd's assassins. What's wrong? Waiting for the outsider? What?
Got you now! Someone get over here!
I don't understand how that didn't work, but that's okay. Not even argue.
cut the rope. My hands are tied. I'll survive. I'll await your signal.
Yeah, if we're just talking main characters, then that's going to limit my list substantially. Like, who's the main character of FF12? Go ahead, get your jokes out of the way. Go ahead, get out of your system. I know you want to. I know it's there. Probably historical research or video games, Evo. Both. But yeah, that.
Get up right now. I know you're here. Here you are.
If you hadn't seen me, you would have lived. So, your fault. Who's the main character of FF10? Yeah, it's a little debatable. Let's just pull from protagonists. Like, any protagonist. So, any protagonist. Thanks for shooting your ally in the back, by the way. Appreciate you.
Firing. Damn it.
So there's your unique kill animation. As you do. No, that was a good one. I didn't even realize he was named until the animation started. It was just like, oh, okay. I still love how he killed his own dude. The guy with the frickin' music box, too. Taking over the Commerce Building. A temporary headquarters has been set up, a nearby structure. My men are dealing with a number of captives. That should be to be informative. We have achieved total victory here, catching the enemy by surprise. Plans for a large coordinated assault were obviously unnecessary. I'm confident Dowd will show himself and be in our custody shortly. Favorite JRPG protagonist of any type. Yeah, I'm drowning in choices here, Rax. It's like it would almost be easier to pick one per game, not even one per franchise.
I'll write to her again. She has to see reason. Ah. We got a prowler on the loose.
This is their boss's head.
They were given fair warning. Is it true that more bone charms have been taken from us since the plague started?
All right, won't be catching
This
some
rat.
When I find you, it's gonna be
Right
bad.
now, brothers. Someone get over here. Firing. We'll burn your body.
Check under everything. We'll find him.
Got one of them.
My hand's not me. Damn!
I think we got the other one. Nope.
Thank you. I'll await your signal.
I give up. I cannot name a favorite JRPG protagonist. There's too many. There's too many, and many of them are good. Like Vigilant, who's actually my favorite JRPG protagonist, obviously. Thank you, Vigilant, as always. I'll put that towards Fallout London. Is that out? Did that ever come out? I completely fell off of that one. If I limit it to just FFs, how about I do per game? How's that sound? So, 4. That's harder than I thought it would be. Tella in 4. So then 5, none of them are really characters in 5s. So by default, Galuf. 6. Moving on. 7, Tifa. 8, I mean, Laguna. That's actually one of the only easy ones in this whole bundle. 9. I'm gonna go against the grain and say Steiner. Yeah, 10, Waka. 10-2, Pain. Not a lot of choice there. Didn't I? Ah, there it is. No, that's... Yeah, I was gonna say... 9 has some issues across the board, but... What do you want from me? It's not that advanced, Trihexia. I mean, they're not even at Steam power. Yeah, 13-2, Chocolatina, obviously. No, 13, Zaz. Duh. That's another easy one. $14? Hey Rax, who's your favorite protagonist in 14? No, I'm not going to pick us. We're not enough of a character for us. Garaha's one of the ones I'm debating.
This map shows a coordinated sweep of the flooded district. The overseers here didn't stick to the plan. Someone must have tipped them off.
Damn it, Rax. Come on, help me out here. Help me out. So, Alize, Alphino, and Garahatia are the 3 I'm debating most.
Could the city get any worse? Yes, of course.
They lived here for years, killing...
Oh yeah, and 12, Balthier. I like Bosch, but Bosch kind of just sort of... He pulls a Cecil. He stops really developing and ends up being more of a character for other characters to bounce off of at a certain point. Now, I like Ash a lot. She is actually the main protagonist of FF12. But Balthier. Tactics? I mean, Ramza. There's not a lot of protagonists in that game, and most of them only have a few scenes to themselves.
Someone get over here! You're gonna bleed, damn you! Shout if you see it.
I mean, you think Agrius, or Agrius, however you say it, but then you remember that she stops having scenes pretty much the moment she joins you. With Stadio, same problem. And Delita's... he's the antagonist.
Be restless. Reveal yourself. Give yourself up. We both know you're weak at heart.
This is a waste.
I'll survive. I'll await your signal.
We'll find it.
No, Gum Gum. There's no need to do that. Anybody joining the military would get a mandatory, like, you are aware that it's happening, scan of your genome and DNA. FF7R1? Ooh. Hey, Rax, same question. FF7R1. Barrett. Yeah, Barrett. just Barrett. I mean, I could point to my favorite scene there, where he's giving this wonderful, uplifting speech to the frickin' Shinra theme. But no, Barrett is consistently amazing.
Assassin!
Isn't that doing anything to you? Yeah, Tifa's good. Cloud's good. Eris is good. Barrett's good.
There you are. To the
This is what I trained for.
I don't understand what you're saying, Zactaft. So after a big supervillain fight, who's he, finds out that May has a heart attack and says he'll tell Parker himself. So it's not Spider-Man. Then he decides to tell Parker himself and keeps May out of the news related to the fight. I'm confused by everything you just said. Who does that and why? To the horizon, Evo! Unless that actually makes no sense. So no, there needs to be... okay, let me walk that back. It's one of those cities where, depending on the angle you're using, you're either going to see nothing but city or city plus farmland. So I'll let you decide. Would you rather draw city plus farmland or city plus city? Which game, Mockingbirds?
Screw it. I'm going back.
Oh, FF7R1. I don't understand. But you know what? Never mind. I take that back. I guess I get it. I mean, I don't agree, but I get it at least.
Gotten so bad if that damn fool Corvo hadn't killed the Empress.
It's the same argument I tend to hear about how StarCraft shouldn't have been split up into 3 campaigns.
Look out. We got someone...
FF11 is Prish. If you want a city qubit, that's your call. I'm good. I mean, you get my point, though, Evo. Tristram is an extraordinarily lush farmland. It's literally the breadbasket of the entirety of Honduras. Because of the artifact, because of the cathedral. Okay.
Look sharp. We got a prowler.
Righteous and pure. I do every man's work.
Stop! I see you! Assassin, help! Get around him!
Really? Well, I tried to let you live. You did not oblige. Yeah, I said pain for FF10 too, although there's not a lot of options there. Why are there so many of you?
Clear the line!
Are we done here? Jesus. It should, Evo. Like, I don't think they have the technology to suppress the kind of greenery and flora that's growing all over the place in that area.
What is your will?
Capture them.
Capture as many as you can. Their plans are ruined.
Master Dowd.
So Diablo 3, okay. Diablo 3 is a sequel to Diablo 2 is a sequel to Diablo 1. If that doesn't answer you, I don't know what else to add to that. I heard there's this bald moron who's an idiot, who's a dumb, stupid, worthless nobody who did a lore run of the Diablo series, and it's a really good lore run. You should watch it. Oh, you're talking about Jonah. Okay, so Jameson is who you're talking about. I didn't understand the acronym, Zach Taft. That makes more sense. Yeah, that's in character. I'm with it.
Give me a report.
The Overseer leader is dead. We gave his body to the River Crusts. After you freed our men, they routed the remaining Overseers. We control the Commerce Building again. They were planning a larger assault, but this group of Overseers attacked early, without the others from the Abbey.
Where's Lurk?
I'm here. I was held up. The Overseers had us trapped. They've... Oh. You.
Yes. Me. Everything is falling into place. Though I'd hoped the Overseers would be capable of finishing you in one try. Overseer Hume was just a little too ambitious. Fortunately, I still have one card left to play. Lurk?
Sorry, Dowd. But you knew this was coming. Even if you didn't think it was so soon. You've been slipping. Ever since the Empress died. It's my time now.
Your little empire's fallen to bits. Your men are dead in the streets, and our dark-eyed friend has lost interest in helping you.
Quiet, Delilah. You're right. But I'm going to show respect. Dowd, blades out. We'll do this properly.
Okay.
Dowd. It's our nature.
I guess I can't not kill her? Thing. Whatever. Probably with her.
You once told me Billy Lurk was your finest pupil.
Yeah, spoiler, she's in the next game.
With a sharp mind. It's no accident she was the only woman you ever trained. And she proved even more ruthless and deceptive than you thought. But she was no match for you. This is why, in a city of horrors, parents will scare their children with the legend of Dowd, the knife of Dunwall, who never chose sides, who preyed on the city's lords, who never swore fealty, who brought down overseers, once even an empress. I wonder what the final chapter will be. What happens to scary monsters in the end?
Well, they die. Or they live. Huh. Okay. I mean, that was neat. A little shorter than I was expecting. You know, honestly, Ross, until I went back to play... I think I told this story. Until I went back to replay FF10, I didn't realize that was brother. Like, the two never connected for me. I always thought of him as a separate character. Yes, Evo. You don't have to play D1 or D2 to understand D3. And you don't have to listen to a bald moron who can't do anything right in order to understand D3. It is very new player friendly, in a similar manner to StarCraft 2. It's a response I give for a lot of franchises. You will understand and appreciate more if you're familiar with the previous works, but you don't have to. It's Witcher 3, it's StarCraft 2. There's a couple. You get the idea. Diablo 2 was a perfect storm, yes. It was a very FF7 game. It came out at the right time, it did the right things, and it did them in the right way. Extremely modular, which became the Blizzard standard from then on, you'll notice. Extremely modular. Incredibly new player friendly, taking advantage of a brand new service, Battle.net, in order to provide something that most people didn't have at that time. Free multiplayer service. Yeah, it was a perfect storm of course it was going to be one of the best-selling games of all time. What should I do? Games that takes place during the apocalypse? I mean, I can think of several, but for some reason I can't think of any right now, of course. There are several. Okay, sure, whatever. Yep. Original Diablo didn't quite have Battle.net yet, no. But the beginnings of what became Battle.net were made for Diablo 1. Diablo 2 and StarCraft were the launch games for Battle.net, when Battle.net was actually a selling figure. A selling point. It was a big marketing push, and people being made aware of it. That kind of a thing. As opposed to most of the other games at the time, which, like, some of you probably don't even remember this. Back in the day, you had to pay money in order to gain access to a matchmaking service, which would then connect you with, you know, the actual, the other players. It would serve as the Steam, if you will. Yeah, GameSpy. God, I hated GameSpy so much. But there were several. There were several services, and they all cropped up, and most of them died pretty much the moment Battle.net came out. Do I think microtransactions could ever be done well? Hypothetically, yes. Don't ask me to come up with an example, because I can't think of one. Can I name one state or city in a setting that sounds like a real-world name? Yeah, sure, Dunwall. Oh, God, I remember GFWL. Oh. There was one I used for Command and Conquer. I can't think of what it was called.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district, and I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. It's been months since I killed the Empress, but it feels like only seconds ago I heard her yelling for her daughter, Emily. Corvo's face going slack with shock. And somewhere in my head, the outsiders laugh. Come to collect on our debt? Did you ever think you deserved to lose your Empress? That a better man took her life, while you gaped like a fool? Come on, Corvo. Prove me wrong. Damn it.
Sir, Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
I thought we spared him too, but again, dream. What is this, Assassin's Creed? God, shut up! Someone was gonna loot those to get rid of that sound. God. Thank you, Ginger Ninja, as always. I suppose you know the question, but what you might not know is you can put that towards up to 2 things if you'd like to. And by 2, I mean 3, because I can count. 1, 2, 2! Wait, damn. Oh, pull? Wait, I thought I already had pull. Okay, never mind. Pull has been around since the opening of the first game. I'm surprised I didn't have that.
I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Excellent. Lizzie has enemies inside Coldridge. If we play this right, she'll be begging to do business with us.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait?
Do it. I don't know, I'm not into oaths, Gum, so probably no oaths. High chaos. Yeah. Obviously. There's apparently a corrupted thing we could have found, which we obviously did not. He's pretty good, Ginger Ninja. Certainly better than almost all the voice acting in the vanilla. Let's see here. So we've got the BRPG block, Dishonored 2. Oh, I've got 4 pages of questions, Eva. I have sincerely thought about buying a tablet just to have a better way to watch the question queue. Because it's not tenable just having a window up and reading it that way. It doesn't work that way.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players, gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride. And Lizzie Stride is in jail.
Well, great. Yeah, I know, thank you. Okay, so. Favors. You're disguised as an overseer, summoned to the prison. Your contacts will intercept him and send you in his place. This should fool the guards long enough to get you inside. Sure. That sounds like fun. I was gonna say, are we getting to play a little bit of Hitman here? Galaxy tab. That might be too small, especially for $200. This one's $800. This one's $820. Act. At that point, I might as well just use my friggin' phone. Yes, I know how to use a stun. I've already used a stun mine, thank you.
This should get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
No, the one I was looking at was 8 inches. Which is slightly larger than my phone.
Overseer. About time, Overseer. We sent for you hours ago.
There was a problem with the water lock.
Fine. Listen up. The incident took place in the interrogation room. Cross the yard and keep going straight. Anything else is off limits. Understand? Don't go exploring. Don't speak to the prisoners. We're not here to listen to you preach. Don't forget you're in Coldridge now, not the Abbey. We asked you here for one reason.
I'll be gone before you know it.
Bit of an internecine problem going on. Nice. Let's see here.
Guard! Open the gate.
So I think the way the Empire would deal with the Zerg...
This mask won't fool an Arc pylon.
What's wrong with me? We're sending 3 men to the firing squad and no one knows what actually happened.
Didn't they do it?
Hamrick drinks and he chose a bad day to sleep in. Morris lost his nerve at the sewer gates. Neither of them knew anything. They died to satisfy the Lord Regent's office.
And Officer Thorpe?
Thorpe slipped him the key. Everyone knows that. He got weak. They paid him off, but he couldn't tell us who it was. And believe me, he wanted to by the end.
You've seen Corvo train, haven't you? Once he had the key, there was no stopping him. And the way he went off that bridge? How do you stop a man who'll make a jump like that? Like he doesn't care.
Or like he's more than human.
You think he's
I think we played that overseer noise for a reason. I think there's more happening here than any of us know.
Anyways, you go after the leadership. The swarm doesn't really mean or do much if they don't have the cerebrates.
It's just ridiculous. Head directly across the
or
yard.
The queens.
It's in the interrogation room. And don't forget, the rest of the room.
What happened here?
That's a good question. I'm not sure I want to know. The hatter we brought in was trying to stash this loot in the canal, so we busted him. Looks like he's the one who hit the carriage a few nights back. Okay.
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like much, does she? Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? All right. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Frickin' witches. Worst. In any setting.
Move them out. Must be the rats.
We moved them all into A section. Does anyone see the problem with this?
Hey, Alex. Is this it? This is it. Yeah, whatever. So what's diegetic music, Mockingbirds? I'm too stupid to know what that means. Abathur's an interesting choice, especially given the book. But ignoring that, there really is only one other choice, and that's, I can't remember her name, but the Queen Lady. Music happening in the world. That doesn't answer me. How does music happening in the world happen in a video game? Yeah, the one who's in Heroes of the Storm. That's her. Oh, music that's happening in setting? Jesus, Rex! I know you like the punishment, but damn, man. Yeah, I suppose that whistling would count, or the do-do-do-do-do-do. So I suppose Assassin's Creed 4 is the only actual answer there I can think of, because I can't think of any other answer off the top of my head. So, Assassin's Creed 4. I'd say Hi-Fi Rush, but I haven't played that.
You're not cleared to enter this restricted area.
Of course. I would never, ever seek to do such a thing. Where's, That would be madness, truly.
I'll find you. Guards, to me. Take it!
There's no Emperor of the Empire, Lord Aramon. To answer your question. There's no singular ruler of the Empire. Be a little bit more clear about that.
Where's Harold?
Emperor is a different thing.
Check the log.
That's his name. Remember? Knight? Except you probably don't remember that, which is totally acceptable, of course.
And it wasn't easy with the Empress around. She'd hold inspections with the royal protector trailing after.
Just wait until there's no bars between us.
I wish we'd taken that abuse.
I disagree with that, but whatever.
What's your name?
Where's my gun?
Promotion for the man who killed this one.
No, I don't think a real-life governmental body exists that is similar to the Empire's.
You won't stay hidden for long.
The Emperor, the person, not the title, is someone who tends to act more as a coordinating point of contact between other offices. A secretary, you might say.
He's gonna make a mistake one day, and that's gonna be it. My hand's on his throat.
I've never thought about it, Evo.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative from the Abbey is certified it is free of any
Lizzie's tried. She's in rough shape.
Can't even interact at the door, but that's because we need cell control. So no surprises there. Excuse me. Does this smell like chloroform to you? Huh. I mean, there's no constitution, Lord Aramon.
Otherwise, he'd come here and settle it himself.
That's an interesting question, Act, but sure. John Pyle. Correct. Emperor and Knight are the same person. Nice Brazilian gentleman. Worked in IT for a while. What am I hearing? Up. Got it.
Help! Someone's breaking out! Guard, come quick! Someone is trying to escape! Shit! Gotta get out of here!
I thought.
This arc pylon is keeping me up all night. No one's crazy enough to break out. Just shut it off, can't you? Corvo's already gone.
Is it already off? Oh, it's not.
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
Hold this. Thank you.
I got you now.
Stand clear.
There are unsecured prisoners active on the premises. All Coldridge personnel, detain or kill anyone currently in a restricted area.
Nothing to see here. I like that idea, Dakota. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't do it. Yeah, I do like how the pop-up showed up. Yeah, you've officially done too much. They're gonna see you now. Or maybe it's a time-based thing, I don't know. Listen, nobody uses a spear, even though it's like one of the best weapons ever. That's crazy talk. I don't remember it. Or the alarm, yeah. Let's see here. What character is a favorite of the fan base that you hate? I feel like there's an example of that, and I can't think of it right now. Unless Waka qualifies.
This controls all the cell doors.
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't have a bayonet situation going on here, if they're going to stick with the sword thing. What's D24 actually says right there. Do I think Arasaka would be better or worse in this setting? Probably worse. Starting to get to questions from yesterday. Is FF14's gameplay better than Tor's? Hey, Rax, can you answer that question? Of course, I already answered it.
There are secured prisoners active on the premises. All Coldridge personnel, detain or kill anyone currently in a...
A Renegade option in Mass Effect that's more good than the Paragon option? I mean, like, all of the Krogan questions, interactions, which are Renegade, which are good. Oh, you know what? I really, really love Starlight Glimmer. There you go. There's my answer. Hi, Lizzie.
Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling you shit. Wait. Who?
Down.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second-in-command double-crossed me and took it. A little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara.
Oh yeah, the Jacob loyalty mission, that's a good example.
Down. I think I...
I'll have to carry her out.
Yeah, that is what I was expecting, honestly. This is probably the, so you're about to be detected moment, because, you know, we're carrying a prisoner out. Neither, Black Malkin. What I was referring to was the Renegade Interrupt, because for some strange reason I was thinking of options as interrupts.
There are unsecured prisoners active on the premises.
You know, when you, like, headbutt, what's-his-face.
Detain or kill
Like, all the dialogue options in the Rex mission tend to work better if you go with Renegade over Paragon. Although that's true in most of Mass Effect, too.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
Can I? Okay. Where are you? He says, standing exactly in place and doing nothing.
I'll find you.
Let's see here. With the rise of AI-generated things, do I fear the prospect of AI-generated video games? Yes. Yes, I do. I also will admit freely and without shame that I'm afraid of most of the AI-generated stuff, and where that will most likely eventually be misused and abused.
prisoners active on the premises. All Coldridge personnel, detain or kill anyone currently in a restricted area.
Yeah, God damn it, Ross. Okay, you know what? Fair point, Black Balkan. Fair point.
Where are you?
There are unsecured prisoners active on the premises. All Coldridge personnel, detain or kill anyone currently in a restricted area.
Oh no, they're gonna get me. Oh shit, I already used the whale oil, didn't I? Damn it, I think I already used the whale oil. Alright. Well, we'll have to do something slightly less funny.
Spies dealing with these over.
I know. Whiskey! Clear the line! Assassin, help!
Oh, it doesn't work. Alright, we'll be boring. Die. Die. No, yeah, exactly, Rex. It's not a good thing. And that's honestly all I'm going to say about that. We are only seeing the very, very beginnings of how bad can get.
You're going down! Firing!
Yeah, we've already been in the age of misinformation for about 9 years now.
They don't hesitate to kill their own.
Yes, there was an interview being done by one of the developers of, I believe, ChatGPT. Whatever, you know the one. And, oh yeah, it's been running real well, Papanix. She never played it on console. And he was saying, I have no interest or investment in, like, fake art or, you know, art, what's the word? Stealing art. Even though I've kind of stepped my foot in it. And the interviewer was like, yeah, you're kind of in the middle of that by virtue of having created this tool to do almost specifically that. That's the wrong button. A specific incident I will not talk about here because it's not Halloween, Lord Aramont. Well, we're out of stun mines. So, this is for you, Evo, if you're still watching.
Stand clear. Take this.
Oh my god! He figured out what a door was! I am shocked by that. Yeah, that's right. He's at the level of the raptors now. Oh, hey, we got our head back, too. That's right, Act. I should have paid the fine. Well, yeah, nobody needs an artist, right? Hey, Evo, I've decided to make absolutely garbage AI art for the rewrites instead of using an actual freaking artist who can make an actual freaking thing. You know what I find doubly funny about this whole thing? Personally. I've been more pro manually crafted content than procedurally generated content for a very long time. Something I have been very open about many, many times.
Active on the premises. All Coldridge personnel.
And now it's gotten worse.
In a restricted area.
No, it's not Gamergate. I'll tell you that right now. A phrase I don't even like to say because of how much baggage is attached to it. I mean, there are different gradients of procedural content. We've talked about this before. World of Warcraft. So what WoW people usually do is they use a series of programs and algorithms to generate, like, the basics of the terrain, but then the artists go through and manually polish and craft all of that into the amazing terrain design and level design that is WoW's zones. That's fine, but if I'm being completely blunt, that's not procedurally generated content, is it? That's saving a bit of time so that the artist can have something to work with when they manually craft the zone. I guess that's it here. Alright, whatever. And I know a lot of people prefer procedurally generated stuff when it comes to games, because they like the randomness, right? What was that game I was mentioning? Lumentide or so. Lumencraft, that's it, Lumencraft. Which, procedurally generated levels, right? Hell, Diablo 2 if you want to get down to that. Although that's actually not, but whatever. You get the point. There are games, usually roguelites, which tend to have procedurally generated levels. And that's varying degrees of acceptable or awful, in my opinion. Like, designing a bunch of jigsaw pieces that can connect to each other in specific ways, that's actually a lot of work and effort. Throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks? Not as much. Yeah, we'll actually talk about this very topic when we get to the Diablo block, which, if you're wondering, I keep pushing back on purpose because I want the rewrite to go live before we review the Diablos. I'm just going to be nice and open about that.
She's beaten but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. Ready to go, sir?
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, Radiant quests. Another piece of garbage that I'm not a big fan of. Cough, cough, Skyrim. Cough, cough.
Dunwall is changing fast. 6 months ago, Draper's Ward was where Dunwall's rich and well-born strolled and shopped and tried to be seen. The plague burned through it in days. Today it's a battleground where 2 street gangs fight over the spoils. The Hatters and Lizzie's gang, the Dead Eels. Lizzie Stride was the boss until Edgar Wakefield betrayed her and took her place. And the riverboat. It's the kind of thing that happens every day in Dunwall. I don't judge him. I've done worse myself. But I need that boat. Edgar Wakefield and I have business.
Would I take Corvo's power set if it didn't involve damning myself forever? Probably not. I mean, this is going to sound weird, but what possible use would I get out of the power set here? So I can move very fast for very short distances. See through walls to see people and their vision. I could summon rats. That's not very useful. I know that game. Thank you. Like, Blink is not as useful as you'd think in an everyday function. True teleportation. Unlimited range teleportation. Sure, that's extremely useful. Slow time. I mean, that has emergency use, so I'd go with that. Possessing a rat, again, not all that useful. So far, the only power that has any real prospect is the time stop, and even that's a relatively short-term thing. And again, would only really be useful in emergency situations, but would be nice to have for emergency situations. God, I don't know why I keep saying super in there. In 2? I don't remember the full set in 2. I'd have to look up the list right now. Yeah, screw travel time. If I could just... I would.
The textile mill used to run off a water wheel before the canal went dry. It started up again recently. And whatever the Hatters did to get it working has enraged the Dead Eels. They're fighting in the streets.
I mean, with long-range teleportation, ignoring the obvious mundane everyday use, you'd also be the perfect assassin.
We've been here 8 years. We ain't leaving.
Not that I would use it that way.
Coming out to fight. We've been making something for you, little eels.
What's the matter? Too much knitting to do?
Crawl back to the river. You ain't a real gang. You're just a bunch of mudlarks.
Come on and fight! Or are you too busy making dresses?
No, that's sort of the problem. See, the problem is, if I had I've said this about so many different superpowers. If I had long-range teleportation, I couldn't let anybody know, except for people I trust implicitly. Because you know that there would be special interest groups and governments who would absolutely want to either find you and study you in order to learn how it works, or try to employ you as an assassin. Especially if you're the only person with that power. Like, the first super is not an enviable position. Why are you coming after me? Why are you coming after me? Whatever. I mean, that's the point, Trihexia. You need to keep hidden. Yeah, exactly. I usually bring this up with regards to healing powers, but it applies pretty much down the road. Or down the line? Down the list? Down the list, there we go. Because healing powers would be extraordinarily useful. Like, to the point of being game-changing on a personal level or on a large-scale level. Like, however you think of that. But the problem is, if all you have is healing powers, then you need to be very, very, very careful about that. Nobody can know. Or, again, only people you trust truly implicitly, which, to be completely frank, I'm pretty sure most people don't even think about that level of trust. I do, because I'm a weirdo. And I know exactly how many people I would trust with that. Yeah, never mind. God, I don't even want to think about the religious ramifications of, hey, I have the ability to heal you. Well, shoot. Oh, if we're counting me, then it's up to 2. Well, I wouldn't trust Dad with me winning the lottery. Never mind having healing powers. God. It's okay, you can trust me, Eva. To horribly manipulate you. Hang on, Alex asked a question. What was Alex's question here? What would you want more, the ability to teleport yourself or the ability to teleport items long range? Like you can teleport yourself in a backpack worth of stuff, or you can teleport a pallet of stuff, but you can't teleport. I need to also be able to teleport if I'm going to have teleportation powers. So that's going to be my answer pretty much 10 times out of 10. Yes, Rasputin had the healing powers of knowing when to take someone off of aspirin.
I'm stymied.
Is that a joke? Ah.
But I have no idea how to open it.
Hammers?
Really? Look at that thing. You think hammer?
I mean, I get the point of the benefit of being able to teleport large-scale stuff. But that would only work if it was mundane.
Someone's still prowling around.
What I mean by that is, if people weren't like... Whoops, that's the wrong button. Is if people, like... If it wasn't a big deal, right? Like, I could walk up to... I could make my own shipping company, for God's sakes. Set up a receiver spot. You know, get a warehouse going. Alright, we're going to ship what's large and cumbersome and irritating to ship. And we're going to ship it for extremely cheap. And just muscle everybody out of that shipping business. Flunk. Done. No, I have not, Von Falkenstein. Yeah, food.
The city even smells rotten.
Water.
I heard he wasn't cheap. Let me just a few.
Caught out when dead eels come across the canal? No thanks. Every man for himself.
Had her pride. I'm touched.
Time to see here. I just want you to see this. Cool. Anyways, there's a lot of hats around here. A lot of these shops are not doing well, it looks like. Can't imagine why.
Someone wants to get hurt.
Keep banging around. I give up. You gotta wait. Somebody give me a hand!
Oh no. No, don't kill me, please, please, I'll beg you. I'm begging you! Cute, von Falkenstein. Bets on how long that'll last? Every time they've tried to push it, they've failed. So there's the line, the border.
Smoke or eat? Blow off, Chopper.
What?
I mean, not for now, Act. But
I
soon.
wonder what it was.
Yeah, I'll keep it. Why not? I mean, people can still do, you know, old-fashioned clips if they want to. And we'll probably bring highlights back at some point. In fact, assuming a positive scenario, highlights will be back guaranteed. But, of course, that's assuming things go well, which, you know, dangerous presumption. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? What character or organization is evil but practical? There's a lot of those. Delete it.
Half the city's dead. We won't make it 3 more months.
Just 4 of those. Power set. Most frustrated I've ever been with a good game.
How did it pass me by? All the others down with the sickness.
Yeah, that's been permanent for 5 years, Mockingburns. Sorry. I know, you don't pay attention because you hate me. I understand. So, I was going to mention a Dark Souls game, but yeah, no, that tracks. Or Elden Ring. San Andreas. Oh my god. Screw San Andreas. I got actually angry during San Andreas. It's even in the highlight reel for San Andreas. And you're probably thinking, oh, the scene where you started cussing, and well, I didn't actually cuss, but the scene where you started yelling and being angry. No, as I've said before, that's not me being angry. That's me venting.
That settles that. Is that?
Nope. No, what happened was I had finally successfully done the 0 mission. And I was like, okay, we're done. And then it failed at the last second because of some bullcrap. I went dead silent for like 20 seconds. That's me being angry.
How did it pass me by? All the others down with the sickness.
I've talked about this before. If I yell or shout or whatever, that's usually temper or venting. I'm either venting to feel better, or I'm saying something I don't mean. If I'm angry,
So you know the Rothwild.
then I mean what I say. Why are you trying to kill me? No, that was GTA 4, Lord Harrimont, towards Blue Wolf Alex, which I apologized to him several times for. That's temper. I don't mean that. Yeah, I think I've heard you be angry, Rex. will add to that. GTA 4's final mission sucks. A lot. And Blue Off Alex has a tendency to poke and prod. So he poked and prodded at the wrong moment.
Wakefield's a hard man, but he's not as fun as Lizzie. Lizzie enjoyed it more.
Yeah, even Lizzie never drowned victims in a sack. Can still see him squirming for air.
Yeah. How's he gonna top that?
I have no idea, Trixie. I can recall the last time I was really angry. Last week. It was off camera, don't worry. No, I'm not going to tell you why. Last game that made me legitimately angry?
Here's the boat. Wakefield's probably keeping himself below decks. Whatever I do to him, it will be a mercy compared to what Lizzie has in mind.
I'd have to think about that. I'd have to probably pull up the list of games that we've streamed, and then go down the list until I find one.
Masks. Strip them of their jewels.
No, DMC2 didn't actually make me really angry. I knew what I was getting into for DMC2. Same thing with Secret of the Stars.
Fire's worse.
Drowned is worse.
You ever see a man set on fire? What does he do? He jumps in the water.
Very funny.
I hear Lord Shaw's making his way to the party by boat, with only 2 bodyguards.
What? How do you hear things like that?
I have some connections.
I mean, Chaos Gate Demon Hunter was not a great game, but I didn't think that was the game that made me angry. We're talking actual anger, not venting and not temper. Which, as we've already discussed, are different things. You might as well just put the whole suicide mission in, right, Mr. Red? Disco Elysium? No, that didn't make me angry. Maybe depressed.
If you see any action, give a shout. Huh?
I mean, there's been several games that waste my time that piss me off. Actually piss me off. Since time is one of those things I don't like wasting. But no, I'd have to pull up the list. Everyone keep that. Fine. We'll pause the game. Hang on. LoreRunner.com. Reviews. Scroll to the bottom. Let's see here. Technically, Space Marine counts. Because of the tech issues we were having. It was June of last year. I'd say that counts. I did have to buy the game. Again. Like, that feels like that's not quite answering the question, but I guess that's as close as I'm probably getting right now. I'm still not seeing anything else as I continue to scroll up. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, Space Marine has been put off because tech issues. Okay, Space Marine has been put off again because of tech issues. Oh my god. Tor didn't get to me, Tor just sucked. You gotta understand, you're asking me a game that made me angry. Not a game that sucked. Not a game that was bad. Not a game that I memed on. Not a game that I yelled at. A game that made me angry. That's different. Corellia? Corellia sucked. God, I was just dreading Corellia every time I had to do it. I was so happy. I was so happy the last time I had to do Corellia. As in, the last time I was ever doing Corellia. Far Cry 5? No. Congrats, Eva. And it was Jedi Knight. Halo? Yeah, I was actually angry during Halo. I managed to keep quiet about it up until, I think, like, Halo 3, I want to say. But, yeah, I was actually angry during Halo. That was a while ago, though. Yeah, it was during the Two Scarabs thing, when I was just like, guys... And I finally could not restrain myself anymore. I lacked the ability to keep quiet about it anymore. And I was like, alright, log. Chill. It's a nasty cough there. That I'm confused by that. Alright, whatever. Old-fashioned way, then. Borderlands 3? I've never streamed Borderlands 3. I've never streamed Borderlands, period, actually, unless you're counting Tales from the Borderlands.
What are they doing over at Coldridge?
Excuse me, I've never done a proper stream of any of them. I remember streaming, too. That was a really long time ago. My god.
How did it come to this?
He wasn't using it anyways.
Signal Lizzie.
I believe Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel on the list? 3 is not, pretty sure. Yeah, he saw that coming. And yeah, but yeah, we did discuss 3 and how abysmally terrible it is, because periodically it was the co-op game we were playing through for a while. So, every time I'd encounter something new, I'd share it on camera. So it's like, hey, so this is relevant to the game we're playing right now. Here's this other terrible thing I've just encountered in Borderlands 3. God, that game sucked. Oh my god, that game was so bad. Was it Outer Wilds we were playing? How bad was Borderlands? No, Baron. Too much. Too much. I cannot summarize why Borderlands 3 is a bad game. I cannot. It would take time and detail. No, and yes, respectively, Ross.
Stride is assuming control of the Dead Eels now. She's ordered them to give you safe passage.
Yeah, so you know me.
Edgar Wakefield set me up to be taken by the City Watch, and you followed him. Took his orders. But you know what? I forgive you. all of you. I'm filled with love. But the following people each owe me a finger. Logan, Douglas, Bang Bang, Ferris, Pigface, the Bakers, and Annabelle.
Shit.
2 from you, Annabelle. Have a good night.
Quit it.
Nice lady. You know me, I tend to think of gameplay as a fairly wide category of things, so a lot of people say the gameplay in Borderlands 3 is good. I can't say that. There are good elements to the gameplay in Borderlands 3. Then there's the rest.
That piece of garbage, Edgar. I'm still living with his incompetence. He let the Hatters cripple the Undine.
Ship seems fine to me.
They took the engine coil. We're dead in the water.
What is it? Can we make a new one?
They don't make them anymore, not for an engine like the Undine's. We'll have to get it back.
The geezer still leads the Hatter gang, right? I'll pay him a visit.
It won't be that easy. There's a snag.
Always is. What's this one?
The geezer's about 100 years old by now. He's got it rigged so that if he dies, the whole place gets gassed. So they're real careful around him. Got him a nurse and everything. Maybe you can cut a deal for that engine coil. Turn on the charm. One of the Hatters gave me their door password in exchange for keeping the rest of his fingers. It's whalebone. I never got to use it on account of the gas. And being in jail.
Just be ready to move when I get back.
The one we just did or the one we're about to do, Black Malkin?
What'd I see Dowd do then?
Just because he can do strange things doesn't mean there's an invisible man watching us. I'll ask him how he does it.
Are you crazy? Don't you dare.
Ooh, look. He's armed for fighting.
They do, Eva. So how bad is Borderlands 3's story? It's precious rare that I encounter a game where I will sincerely, this is not a joke, this is not a meme or an exaggeration, I will sincerely consider a separate negative to story for every scene a character shows up in. Because they consistently and persistently are terrible. Like, the whole scene, too. Like, not just the character. I don't remember, J. Palmer. I'm gonna go with no. It's a safer option. Oh, gotcha, Black Mountain. Thank you. Yeah, I figured we were in one of those roaming missions. Trust me, much worse than the twins from Youngblood. Like, I can't summarize it. If you haven't seen it, you don't know.
Looks like the end for you, fancy boy.
2 on 1, huh? If I had a blade, I'd gut both of you in a heartbeat.
Well, you don't. And we do.
Kill him, Sammy.
Calm down, boy. You gotta learn to savor the kill.
Get me out of here!
I'll cut you like a river hog. That's another one from me.
Yeah, the Calypsos might be some of the worst villains I have ever seen in my entire life. I want you to imagine... Ross, are you still there? You're probably not. If you know who Brother is from Final Fantasy X-2, I want you to think about Brother, except there's 2 of him, and they show up constantly because he's the main villain. That's about the only way I could describe just how aggressively, persistently bad the Calypso twins are. You'll notice there's no levity in my tone here. No joke, no meme, no nothing.
What's the password?
Whalebone.
Come in, Hatter.
Yeah, bad dialogue. Bad voice acting. What is he doing to that guy?
Sir, the Hatters are using the textile machines to make shrouds for the plague dead.
Now we know why they took the engine coil.
The man who runs the Hatters is more cunning than he looks. He can flood this place with a toxic gas. In time, it'll eat through our air filters. You may have to make a deal.
So, I want you to picture something for just a second. I want you to picture the twins from Wolfenstein Youngblood, Dream Whisperer. Now, I want you to imagine that someone somewhere played Youngblood and was like, well, the problem is they didn't do it right. So, I could do better. And then they cranked everything bad about the Youngblood twins just as high as that dial can go. And then they got the most screeching, ear-unpleasanting voice actors that they could for them. And that's the Calypso twins. And once again, there's no joy in my voice. I am not kidding. I'm not making levity. These are statements of fact. This is Borderlands 3. They're the main villains, and you hear from them constantly. Oh, and you know the really funny part about this? You ready for this? You remember how I mentioned earlier that people tend to forget the good, or people tend to forget the bad? Well, the related thing to that is people tend to fixate on one thing, right? The Calypso twins are what people tend to fixate on in Borderlands 3. But they are, truthfully stated, only one of a giant array, a sea of terrible, terrible story. There is so much garbage to wallow through, so much muck you have to push through that has nothing to do with the Calypso twins in Borderlands 3 story. There's a quest, side quest, we 100% of the game, that you have to do, which is trying to make fun of Tommy Wiseau, I think I'm saying that right, and The Room. And I want you to imagine that someone somewhere said, I've got an idea. Let's parody The Room by doing The Room. I actually need to come up with a term for that, because I don't think there's a professional term for that. Yeah, exactly, Takoida. And that's a damn shame, because Pax was playing him, and he was the funniest character in the game, which isn't saying much. We kept insisting he talk to NPCs, because he'd usually have the better responses. Anyways... There's a... I do not, Alex. But then again, I don't like The Room. There's... How do I phrase this? It's a type of parody that fiction does periodically, where there's no parody involved. No effort, no work, no mockery, no amusement, nothing, right? Nothing is done to change it, or move it up, or develop it, or whatever. It's just the bad thing. All they do is the bad thing. Yeah, at that point, it's just straight up reference. And there's so many of those in Borderlands 3. The Room one comes to mind immediately because we were all the players, were making fun of that mission as we were going through it. But God, there's just, it's a cavalcade. I want you to picture someone backs up a dump truck and just empties out a giant pile of dog feces onto your face. And that's how Borderlands 3 tends to treat its references. Our most common joke throughout the playthrough was, hey, this is a thing. Isn't that funny? And it was just whatever the latest reference was, because there's just so many of them. And when I say dump truck, by the way, I'm not talking about the ones you've probably seen in real life. I'm talking about the ones you probably haven't seen in real life. The ones you need a ladder to get up into the cockpit of. The ones whose tires can literally smash an entire car by themselves. That is the quantity of references I am talking about here. Now it's lunchtime.